The world is shifting, and at the center of this transformation is BRICS, a bloc that began as an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, and China, later joined by South Africa. Formed in 2009, BRICS quickly became a platform for emerging economies to demand a greater voice in global affairs, challenging the dominance of the US and its allies. The numbers are staggering. Even before its recent expansion, BRICS represented over 40% of the world's population and a quarter of global GDP. This coalition of nations is not just about economic might, it's about reshaping the global order. Beyond economics, BRICS is building its own institutions, like the new Development Bank, to rival the World Bank and IMF. This move signifies a shift towards a multipolar world, one where power is shared, not concentrated in the West. The bloc's core ambition is to create a more balanced global system. BRICS nations argue the current global system is outdated and doesn't reflect today's realities. They believe that a new world order is necessary, one that is more inclusive and representative of the diverse voices on the global stage. With its recent expansion and push for de-dollarization, BRICS is now a serious counterweight to the Western order. The bloc is actively working to reduce dependency on the US dollar, promoting the use of their own currencies in international trade. This shift is not just about economics, it's about sovereignty and self-determination. BRICS countries are striving to create a system where they have more control over their own economic destinies. The question isn't if BRICS matters, but how much it will reshape the world. As these nations continue to grow and collaborate, their influence on global affairs will only increase, potentially leading to a more balanced and equitable world order. The future of BRICS is one of potential and promise, a testament to the power of collaboration and shared vision among emerging economies. As the world watches, BRICS continues to evolve, challenging the status quo and paving the way for a new era in international relations. The impact of BRICS on the global stage is undeniable, and its journey is just beginning. The world is indeed shifting, and BRICS is at the heart of this transformation. With its recent expansion and push for de-dollarization, BRICS is now a serious counterweight to the Western order. The question isn't if BRICS matters, but how much it will reshape the world. BRICS has entered a new era, marked by a bold and ambitious expansion that is reshaping the global landscape. Once a coalition of 5 major emerging economies, BRICS is now evolving into a much broader alliance, reflecting the shifting balance of power in the world. By expanding its membership, BRICS aims to amplify the voice of the global South, giving developing nations a stronger platform to influence international affairs and challenge the dominance of traditional Western powers. At the pivotal 2020 Downretridens Toster Downred.24 Excremans for Kazan Steing Sominurize. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran and the UAE officially joined the bloc. This move extended BRICS' reach across both Africa and the Middle East, bringing in countries with diverse cultures, resources, and strategic interests. The momentum continued in 2025, when Indonesia, Southeast Asia's largest economy and a key player in the region, became the 10th member. The announcement was met with celebrations at the Rio summit, highlighting the growing appeal of BRICS as a global coalition. With these new additions, the expanded bloc now represents about 45% of the world's population, making it one of the most demographically significant alliances on the planet. Economically, BRICS wields enormous influence, accounting for over a third of the global economy in purchasing power terms. This economic clout gives the group a powerful voice in shaping global trade, finance and development. The inclusion of major energy producers like Iran and the UAE means BRICS now controls around 30% of global oil production, strengthening its position in the world's energy markets and giving it greater leverage in international negotiations. New members bring not only fresh markets and economic strengths, but also new perspectives and strategic footholds in key regions. This diversity is seen as a major asset, helping BRICS adapt to a rapidly changing world. However, expansion isn't always smooth. For example, Argentina reversed its decision to join after a political shift at home, illustrating how domestic politics and leadership changes can directly impact the bloc's growth and cohesion. The process of expansion is dynamic and sometimes unpredictable, reflecting both the ambition of BRICS and the complex realities of global politics. Each new member brings opportunities but also challenges that must be navigated. Ultimately, BRICS's expansion signals a clear trend. More countries are seeking alternatives to the Western-centric system, hoping to shape a more multipolar, and inclusive world order. As more nations lined up to join, BRICS introduced the partner country status at the 2024 Kazan Summit. This new tier lets aspiring members engage with BRICS, collaborate on projects, and align with its financial systems, without immediate full membership. The first to receive this status, reflecting Central Asia's growing importance. Then 9 other nations joined the first cohort, expanding BRICS's influence and building a broader coalition. For partner countries, it's a way to deepen ties and test the waters, while BRICS manages internal rivalries and expansion risks. This flexible approach helps BRICS grow its network without diluting its core. The partner country model is a strategic tool for building a multipolar world. In a surprising twist, even EU member states are exploring closer ties with BRICS. This signals cracks in Western unity and a growing desire for strategic autonomy in Europe. By engaging with BRICS, these countries seek new markets, investment, and a hedge against over-reliance on the US. The move challenges the old West versus the rest narrative, showing a more fluid, transactional world order. For these EU nations, BRICS offers economic opportunity and a seat at a new global table. The conversation about Europe's future alliances is far from settled. Turkey, a NATO member, is openly interested in joining BRICS, a move that would have major geopolitical implications. President Erdogan sees BRICS as a way to boost Turkey's global influence and balance its Western ties. Economically, Turkey wants access to BRICS trade, investment, and infrastructure projects. Politically, membership would validate Turkey's status as a regional power and reform advocate. But joining BRICS could strain its relationship with the US and NATO, forcing Ankara to walk a diplomatic tightrope. Turkey's ambitions reflect a broader trend, middle powers seeking flexibility and autonomy in a multipolar world. Its journey will be closely watched by others navigating similar choices. Dozens of countries are drawn to BRICS, united by a desire for alternatives to the Western-led order. Membership promises expanded trade, investment, and the chance to conduct business in local currencies, reducing dependence on the US dollar. For Egypt and Ethiopia, BRICS offers economic sovereignty and a platform to advocate for their regions. Indonesia joined to cement its leadership in Southeast Asia and balance ties between East and West. For Iran, BRICS is a lifeline against Western sanctions. For the UAE, it's a pragmatic move for diversification. The partner country status lets nations like Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan participate while managing existing alliances. Ultimately, BRICS is seen as a vehicle for a more equitable, multipolar world. The bloc's appeal is the promise of a future where more voices matter. Washington is watching BRICS rise with concern, recognizing the challenge to US-led global order. The bloc's push to reduce dollar reliance is seen as a direct threat to American economic power. President Trump's administration responded with threats of tariffs and pressure on countries considering alternative payment systems. At the same time, the US is engaging key BRICS members at G7 summits to keep communication open. The US strategy mixes pressure with outreach, trying to prevent a full East-West split. Tensions are rising, especially after BRICS condemned US-Israel actions at the 2025 Rio summit. The US now faces the challenge of maintaining leadership in a world where BRICS is writing new rules. BRICS diversity is both its strength and its biggest challenge. The group brings together nations with vastly different political systems, economic structures, and cultural backgrounds. The bloc includes democracies, autocracies, US allies, and rivals, making consensus tough. Each member has its own national interests and priorities, which can sometimes be at odds with one another. India and China's rivalry, in particular, threatens unity and limits BRICS's geopolitical clout. Their border disputes and competition for regional influence create significant friction within the group. Some members want a direct challenge to the West, others prefer strategic autonomy and cooperation. This divergence in approach can lead to disagreements on key policies and initiatives. The group often focuses on economic issues, sidestepping divisive politics. By prioritizing trade, investment, and development, BRICS aims to find common ground and deliver tangible benefits to its members. Argentina's reversal on joining shows how domestic politics can disrupt expansion. Internal political instability and economic challenges can make it difficult for new members to commit fully. For BRICS to become a true global force, it must manage internal contradictions and reassure smaller members. Ensuring that all voices are heard and respected is crucial for maintaining unity. The future could see BRICS as a sprawling coalition or fractured by rivalries. The path it takes will depend on how well it can navigate internal tensions and external pressures. Most likely, it will remain a significant, if sometimes disjointed, alternative to the West. Its ability to present a united front will be key to its influence on the global stage. Its success depends on balancing diverse interests and proving that a multipolar world can be stable and prosperous. By fostering cooperation and mutual respect, BRICS can help shape a more inclusive global order.